Alright, hey guys. Ace of Spades, Bad Karma, Stasis, The Drill.
We are all here for the first time in goddamn forever.
Over a year, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, over a
I
year.
believe it's been about, maybe a couple weeks past exactly a year or something like that.
Yeah. So, we're kind of doing a part 2 to last episode where...
I show off all the new crap that I've picked up.
Yeah. And... So, I'm going to start it off with what I carried. This is going to be a huge shocker to you guys, but I carried the John Gray beard comb.
Oh my god, no way.
I carried... This will be a shock because normally the next thing would be the Strider.
Right.
So I carried the ZT 0900. Let me focus. Because I really like it. And stuff and things.
It is a good little knife.
Yeah.
It's still crazy fast, I assume.
Yep. Through night. And a different yo-yo than normal because I played with this the other night and really remembered how decent it is. It's not great, but it's decent. The Yo-Yo Factory Too Hot.
Is it in fact too hot?
No.
No, it's a good starting yo-yo. If you didn't get a shutter, you could get that. But outside of that, it's a decent $30 or $40 yo-yo. Yeah, that's what I carried. So Matt, if you want to go next, because then Spencer will just talk for the rest of the episode.
And then we'll jump into how we feel about them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Terrible. That's how we feel.
Terrible. We feel terrible. I'm gonna move Spade's stuff out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually kind of a light carry today. You guys have all seen this before.
I had forgotten you got one of those.
Dude, I
really
still
glad.
love this thing. It's massive. I know you don't love massive knives, but
No, that one I like. I think
Yeah.
that the size suits it. I think I'm really glad we still have one around among the three of us.
I will never get rid of that knife. I honestly love it. The District 9 Plus. That was the second release they did out of them, the Plus or whatever. But yeah, and then you guys actually saw me talk about that. My old Victorinox Swiss that I've had since I was 9 years old, and just randomly started carrying again for some reason. I don't know why. I just did. And then again, you've also seen that. Nothing new. Just what was in my pockets today. I had another knife that I actually left over there, but I'm not really worried about that right now, so that's fine. That's basically what was in my pocket. So yeah, that's what I carried today.
Cool. So, yeah, I guess Spencer...
All right, we should
carried that.
Just jump.
probably clear everything out.
Yeah, literally, there's so much stuff, guys. This dude's been going hard.
I'm actually going to start with this one, then do these two, and then do those three together, because it makes sense that way. But
Here
anyway,
it comes at the top of the frame, just so you...
just so everyone knows.
Well, no, just so that you don't put anything past it. And this is the bottom.
So the first one I have is a brand we haven't really covered before. It's a bit of a weird one. I've got an Almar Eagle HD, which for those who don't know, Almar is a Japanese company out of Seki City, Japan, same place that the Japanese Spydercos come out of. And a lot of people are pretty convinced that they come out of the same factory as the Japanese Spydercos, which, after handling this, I don't doubt, because it's got a lot of the same fit and finish. It's got a lot of the same qualities. I even think...
Further away. There you go.
I even think this is the same Brown G10 that they used on the S35VN sprint run of the Paramilitary 2.
And also the ZDP stretch.
Because this is actually a ZDP laminate blade. This might take a bit to focus. Can we get it?
You gotta get further away.
Always do.
Because it's maxed right now.
I don't know if anyone can see or read that, but it says ZDP laminate. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's a ZDP laminate blade. I don't remember what the steel is on the sides. Usually it's some 420J or something like that. But the core of the blade is ZDP 189. I haven't used mine all that much yet, so I haven't gotten a patina on it or anything. And I still got to get it a bit sharper because I got it from someone who had used it pretty good. But all in all, it's a pretty awesome knife. It's a really small package for being a 4-inch long blade. It's comfortable, and the crazy thing about it, and I ranted about this a little bit a year ago when we were talking about the Cenefane 3, that's pinned construction, but I think it's pinned construction done correctly because they let you adjust the pivot. And beyond that, you don't really need to mess with the rest of the knife at all. I can't imagine ever being in a position where I'm going to feel like I need to take it apart anyway. So all in all, solid, super light, big long blade, great saber grind with a swedge on it, cool blade material. I mean, what more can you really ask for?
Yep.
I feel like it makes a really gorgeous, like, gentleman's carry knife, too. Like, if you're going to be, like, I feel like, because, I mean, it was, like, probably, 3-4 years ago, Nothing Fancy did a review on one of them. And called it a gentleman's carry knife or whatever like that, and it really does. Like they all.
I think he's really into the Almar lightweights, which are like the same thing, but instead of the G10, it's micarta.
Oh, really? I've never followed the brand that much, but I mean they do make a really beautiful. Like it is a really nice package for like the size and everything. It's not like it really is actually like a big knife for what you're getting.
Yeah, it's super slim too, which is nice in pocket.
It doesn't carry like a knife nearly as big as it actually is.
Yep.
So moving on from the Almar, I teased this a little bit in the last video, but following a brand we've never done before, I have a couple of styles of knives that we've never done before. This was my first ever butterfly knife purchase.
It's your second one.
Huh?
Your second one.
This was the first one I ever bought. And then I started buying them after that.
No, we bought those cheap aluminum ones.
Are you sure? I thought we bought those afterwards. Okay, so maybe it's my second butterfly knife.
Because you wanted to see if we were going to like them, and then...
That's right.
Yep.
Me and Jacob both bought cheapy butterflies and then never really did anything with them.
Never owned.
Never owned one?
Nope, never owned one.
They are fun. Also terrifying.
Yep.
This one, I'm a little hesitant to flip them around. I've learned most of the basics, but you may not be able to see it. Can you focus in on my pinky where you can see the remnants of a scar that's like a month old now?
Oh, on your pinky. You gotta go farther. A little more.
It's just going to be a little red dot to you guys, but
Yeah.
it was I basically cut the entire pad off of my pinky.
Nice.
Go no further.
Oh, there we go. That was about right. Whatever. The point is, don't mess around with butterflies unless you're willing to tape yourself back together, like I had to about a month ago.
Yeah.
So I think this is a pretty cool knife. It's a D2 blade. It's got a really cool shape to it. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like the whole thing's made out of titanium, but it's actually like super milled out stainless steel.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have assumed it was
With a
titanium.
really nice set and finish on it.
Yeah, the finish is gorgeous.
It's
sure.
it's bearing based, which is a little weird for a butterfly, which sort of makes it more of like an EDC butterfly than it does like a doing flips and stuff with butterfly. When I first got it, I actually had some cracked bearings going on in there, but I sent it into Bruce and they fixed it, no questions asked. They didn't even ask me like, "Oh, what'd you do to it? Did you handle it wrong or anything?" I just told them what was wrong with it. They replaced everything and sent it back to me looking brand new. So I got to give them a big thumbs up for their customer service. They were
really
super
dope.
cool about it, and they were quick too.
Really?
Like, do you remember, Jacob? It was gone for what, like a week and a half?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast, eh?
So
Yeah.
really happy with that. Really cool knife. If you're looking for a butterfly to carry more than to play with, I would highly suggest grabbing one of these. They're really cool. And they're still kind of fun to play with, if just not ideal.
Oh, these are literally just the basics. I don't know what I'm doing. Although that was that, like, I don't remember what
That
it's
is
called, but like that.
The basic open and close.
Yeah. But it's fun. Like I said, I've never owned one. I don't really know anything about them, but they're fun to fuck with.
Oh,
play
and
with.
for the record, I did put a paracord latch on that one. Damn it, Jacob.
I'll cut it.
All right. Will you, though?
Yes.
I can never trust you when you say you'll cut.
Oh yeah, no, like every time he ever tells me he's gonna edit one of these fucking videos, he never does. Or
Yeah.
at least the
Yeah.
part that I thought he was gonna edit, he just leaves in. And I'm just like,
Well,
alright, well,
most
fuck
of
me
you
then.
guys know that I'm vlogging now, and that takes so long to edit because I
It's
get
just
like,
a running stream of consciousness.
well, and I've got like 35 minutes of footage that I cut down to like 10, and it's all just, so it takes forever to edit them. But I did it in the last video that we did for Strangers, where
I did notice some of the things that happened got edited.
yeah, I've started editing a little bit with that. I'm still just using like the free movie maker stuff, so it's not like,
So it's like just
We will.
Yeah.
dry
We will
editing.
never be good at this.
No, ever. Like guys,
You're always going to be
never.
terrible. And
We'll have cool knives for you.
I'm
to look
hoping.
At, but
I'm hoping that that's our niche. Is just being.
being
shit
like
at
really
Yeah.
bad video people and just being like.
so many people that like watching it though. I mean, not
It's
so
true.
many. There's like 5.
We have a
people that-
handful.
I was gonna say like, what do we have? Like 5 people
We
who
have
like
a
our shit.
handful of really cool folks who keep watching the videos.
Yeah,
It's
that's
awesome.
about it. But I'm straight with that. Like whatever, it's
Yeah.
cool. Like,
So moving on to the next one, we have another butterfly. This one, I love the Brous. I like this one a lot more.
that one flips a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely easier to flip.
This is a Blade Runner Systems Barebones, which is their most recent version, if you don't count like an alternate version of one of their other knives. It's the first one they designed to be budget friendly, because most of their knives are like $300-400. You can pick up one of these for $220, $225. They're really cool. It's based on the same design as their more expensive stuff, and it has this really sort of mean looking blade on it with that cool little
It
cutout on
looks
the
like
back.
it will cut you.
When I first saw it online, I thought it was goofy looking, and then I saw it in person and was like, this thing is rad.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It flips amazing. Again, I'm being a big baby about playing with it. It uses the Zen pin design for anyone who's in butterfly knives.
I'll just do this so that
You got
I'm
it.
gonna hold it so that I get it in the right spot. But you talk.
All right. It flips amazingly. It's heavy because this is another one that's stainless steel, even though it looks a little bit like titanium. This one's a little more obvious what it's made out of, but it doesn't really detract from the knife at all. It feels super solid. It feels great to flip around. It came sharp as hell and like it'd be a really good knife to use for knife things as well as playing with like a dangerous toy.
I can attest that it is very sharp.
Yes, I when I first got it, I brought it into work and I handed it to Jacob, and he immediately cut himself pretty badly with it.
And dropped it on the ground.
Yes, but that's the nice thing about stainless steel handles on a big bulky knife is drop it on the ground. It's really not a
Yeah,
big
it
deal.
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
There were, when these first came out, there was a couple reports of like weird QC on them, and mine has a little bit of scratching in weird places, a couple unfinished spots, but based on the design and what you're getting for it and how expensive a good butterfly knife can be, I
Facts.
think they're an amazing deal. There hasn't been a good butterfly knife for this cheap since the Benchmade 51, and you can't even really like do flips and stuff with that one.
Aren't they like super lightweight or
Yeah,
some shit?
that's the problem. Is you have to buy like another $200 worth of titanium scales to make them good. So I think it's a great knife. I think if you want to get into butterfly knives, I know $220 sounds like a lot of money, but this is the place to start. This is absolutely like the best, quote unquote, like entry level butterfly.
Let's see if I can get this. The like end of it.
So
Yeah, it's super nice.
I like that thing a lot. It was my
Now I'm gonna play
favorite
with this
knife.
one off screen.
That was my favorite knife up until very recently when another one you're about to see is going to replace it as my, current vanity favorite, even though my Strider will always be my absolute favorite knife.
I don't know how well this is gonna get picked up, guys.
No idea. Just me fucking around. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. But this one is just, it definitely, the weight carries a lot better. Like it's a lot smoother. Like
Yep.
you feel like you're moving with it a lot more.
And it's got, like, the only problem I think with the Brous is that because it's got that bearing system, it's got no flex to it, which I think makes it even harder to flip around. I think the fact that that one's got a little bit of loose tolerance to it, there's a little play in the hinges and stuff. It just swings around.
Yeah,
right,
like
actually.
you feel more momentum in this, definitely. Like, it's really cool though. Makes me feel like I might pick one up.
They're awesome. I would definitely suggest it. And there's a lot of guys, because they come in just that bare stainless steel, there's a lot of guys out there that are doing a lot of cool custom stuff for it.
That's sick.
Like they'll do like a flame pattern on the stainless steel. There's a bunch of regrinds. There's a guy on Instagram that I see all the time he'll round the handles so they get like nice and comfy and rounded and like the old Benchmades.
Yeah. Just with actual weight behind them.
Speaking of Benchmades, that's where we're going with this
That
next.
segue, or that like side, that was gorgeous right there.
It
That was
works
like a really good.
perfectly.
It does.
So we'll start with the one that I don't particularly like, but Matt seems to really like.
I like big knives, bro. Like I always
That's true.
have. I
It's
carry
true.
huge ass knives. Like it's just kind of my thing, I guess.
I picked this one up as part of a trade, and it's a good knife. It just doesn't speak to me, I guess. Like for me, it's not something I want to carry. It's not something I want to use. It just doesn't really fit me. But I'm sure it's still a really good knife because it's a Benchmade. And in this case specifically, it's a Contego, which I believe is the 840. I could be wrong on that.
It's not written on it.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't think it says it anywhere.
I was gonna
on
say,
there.
I'm pretty sure they're not written on there.
But it's an Osborne design, like a lot of the most popular Benchmades are. Axis lock.
I'm trying to get better at this, guys, by doing little things.
Little things, guys. It's the little things that count.
It's an Axis lock. It's got a nice backspacer on it. It's got the carved G10 on it. It's got some of the most aggressive jimping I've seen on a knife ever. You're not gonna lose track of this thing. It's even got a deep carry clip on it for some reason, despite being gigantic.
Need some deep pockets.
A fighting knife kind of feel like.
Well,
like I mean,
from what
like
I
the super
understand,
jimping and
this
everything,
this one's part of the Benchmade Black Series or whatever, the one that's specifically designed for like LEO and stuff.
like-
And I guess the idea was that it's really easy to hold with like police officer style gloves, which makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it does.
I think the most interesting thing about it is it's CPM M4 for the blade, which is supposed to be some really awesome high-end steel. But it's also not stainless steel, which is why you'll see it has that crazy sort of matte gray color to the blade, and that's because it's Cerakoted. It's not like...
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It comes in that... They call that like a clear coat, even though it's a gray... It's just a gray coat
Gray,
over
yeah.
steel. And then you can get it in black.
I think that looks pretty good though. Honestly.
Yeah, it looks really nice. And it's because if they didn't coat it in something, it would rust really fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a cool knife. It's not for me.
I like it. He's hating.
If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that this one's gone up for sale a couple times. It'll probably keep showing up for sale until I get rid of it for one thing or another. But, you know, it's a really cool knife. It's just not for me. So I guess my best recommendation is if you like Benchmades and you like the design, buy it because it's a Benchmade. And at this point, we all know they're good knives, and it's more about buying designs you like than it is about like a specific knife.
Yep. It is really comfortable. And if you like the big tactical type knives, then it's definitely up your alley.
It is huge.
That's an understatement.
And I
It is a
think the funny
massive
thing
knife.
is, up until we get to the end of this video, people won't realize how big it is, because right now it's sitting next to a 4-inch blade, a 4-inch blade, and a 4-inch blade.
Yep.
The Almar and both butterflies are gigantic. Like,
I mean, yeah,
just
no,
seeing
yeah.
them on the camera. Yeah, put it up next to
Well,
the
like, I
blade,
mean,
which is also
that
huge.
should, yeah, I was gonna say that should give you somewhat of an example, because that's a big ass knife, too.
None of these are small knives.
I forgot the nano to compare to.
Yes, we did not bring it down. I have a small knife that we'll get to. I
Yep.
just wanted to save it for last because I really like it. So the next one I have
That's small too. Those each.
is the Benchmade Triage, which I'll hand it off to you so you can do your focus work. I think
Macros.
is
Macros, bro.
I said it before when I was showing it to Matt. I think Jacob's heard me say it before too. I think it's the coolest ugly knife ever.
I don't even think it's ugly,
yeah,
bro. Like,
Matt-
I I mean, I really don't. I've always thought the triages were good looking knives. Even the ones that are like tip blunted. So you, like,
they
can't,
got the
like, cut
cutout
anybody
in the
with.
tip.
Yeah,
like,
I still think it's a good looking knife for some reason.
I just think it's a really cool knife. It's got the old school Benchmade deep carry clip on it with the weird like split in it. I don't remember what the blade steel is, but it's something good. N680, good steel. Great finish on the blade. Really cool, like semi-blunt sheep's foot design. Works like a Benchmade axis lock should. Flies in and out whenever I want it to. And it's got that really cool seatbelt cutter on there. If you want to, I would recommend closing it before you open it. So yeah, it's got this really cool rescue hook built into it that I've actually used to cut like some small ropes and stuff, and it works amazingly. I think
this is called a gut hook.
No, it's not.
It's
It's a
on this
seatbelt
knife
cutter.
specifically. It's called a rescue hook.
I'm
All of
joking.
us out there gutting deer, bruh.
Yeah, in this case, it's made to cut seatbelts and stuff. Come on, it's
Yeah.
called the Triage, dude.
Dude, I'm joking. Jeez.
If I remember correctly, the hook is actually made out of 440C, which is kind of hilarious. But Benchmade has good 440C, so who cares?
I mean, as good as 440C is gonna be, I guess.
Hey, if it's heat treated right, it works just fine.
Facts.
What is it? The Benchmade Presidio, I think. The Presidio Ultra, like the cheap one, is also like the blade is 440 and it's fantastic.
I don't even know that actually.
That one's like a really good Griptillian competitor, the Presidio Ultra. But anyway, I also really like the orange G10. It's always fun to have like
A bright.
something kind of bright and fun. Although if you don't like that and you want one, you can get them in black too.
I feel
They
like
have a
triage
couple
you
colors.
Have to go orange with though. It's
Yeah,
a
because
triage. Like it's meant to be a
it
pack.
ruins the
like
whole
blade.
idea of the
Yeah.
triage. This I also think is probably my friendliest office carry, even though it's got like a big blade and a hook and a glass breaker on the end and all this
It
stuff.
just doesn't look like a dangerous.
Yeah, it looks
knife.
like something that a paramedic should be carrying.
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
sort of what it's for.
Yeah.
So really cool knife. I like that thing a lot. I never looked at how much they cost because this is another one I picked up in a trade. But I can't imagine they're too much money.
No, I think they
I'm
sit
sure they're
around
worth
like the low twos. I think.
I-
That even
I would
might be
guess
high.
like
Yeah.
150, 160.
That might be
Yeah,
right, yeah.
I think that it's the 150, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
Mhm.
Like I
It's
said,
in
I
that
don't
range.
So
quite remember.
that one's actually gotten a lot of pocket time with me because I like it a lot. But back to what I was saying before, I think my current favorite knife in my whole collection right now, besides my Strider, which will always be the king, is this little guy, which you will all immediately recognize as a mini grip. But it's one of the brand new gray G10 and blue G10 like higher end mini grips.
I think that color scheme is so
It
gorgeous.
looks so good. I actually wasn't planning on buying one of these. I've never owned a Griptillian. I've never been that into them. Like, I know they're good knives. I've handled the ones you've had, Jake.
Yeah, I had a couple of them.
And I always liked them, but I never, like, wanted one, I guess, is the best way I can put it. And then the other day, I walked into Field and Stream to go look for, like, a hoodie or something. And I saw it in the case, and I was like, yep, you're
Yeah,
coming
why not?
You're coming home with me.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I think it was only like $5 more than they are online. So to find that in a store is
that's
pretty damn
solid.
good.
Yeah, that's solid.
And I've been carrying it ever since, and it's awesome. I like how tiny it is. I like how easy it is to use, just like every other Benchmade ever, but still really good. You can't beat that axis lock. 20 CV steel, so same steel as my Greyman Duo of all things. I haven't talked about that thing in like a year and a half.
Do you still own it?
Nah.
Oh, I was gonna say.
It's what I traded for. I traded that plus cash for the Savenza that
Wow.
you guys were checking out last week.
That apparently I just gave Spencer
Yeah,
today.
Jacob just gave it back to me because he forgot he had it.
And you didn't notice? You were just like,
I have a lot of knives in my rotation. Okay.
yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, I mean,
Although, speaking of that, and someone commented this on the last YouTube, and I think I said the same thing to Jacob, and he never told you afterwards, even though you said something about it on the video, Chris Reeves stopped doing the voiding your warranty for flipping thing like 10 years ago.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I don't fucking pay attention to this shit.
The only thing they do now is if you flip it so much that you break the blade stop, they won't replace it under warranty. They'll charge you for a new blade stop.
How the fuck do you flip something so much that you break a blade stop, though?
That's the point. It'll just never happen because you can't break a solid blade stop.
I didn't know that. I mean, that's cool. Thanks for whoever pointed that out. I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was on YouTube, but someone brought it up.
He was like, "That asshole's talking shit about my favorite knife. Fuck that guy."
No, he wasn't even saying that. He was just like, I don't think they do that anymore.
And they might not. Like I said, I don't follow dude's knife so like at all. So,
yeah, that's
like,
fair.
I could.
But yeah.
I think you told me that after.
Did I?
We filmed.
I can never remember.
Or
it might have been during, and he still wanted to make me look like an asshole because Jake doesn't edit shit. Remember?
You might have told me actually, like.
Or I might have just been talking
after.
and he didn't listen to me. Because...
Yeah, either way, that works too.
I think I cut out a few things that you said that you shouldn't have said, but I don't remember.
What do you mean I shouldn't have said?
No, not something you shouldn't have said. Like, I think
just me,
you went on and on and on about how bad the Sabenza was, so I just cut it short. It was something like that.
The point is, I really, really like that mini grip. I was just saying to both these guys that since I've been carrying it, it's gotten into my head the same way my old PM2 did. Which is like, when you first get it, you're like, yeah, this is a good knife.
Like, yeah, this is cool, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really think anything past that, and then you start carrying it, and then you start carrying it even more, and then you suddenly realize, like, I only ever carry this knife because there's nothing bad about it, and everything is, like, just right on it. And that's what's been happening to me with that G10 mini grip.
Yeah, I really do love this thing. I mean, and this is coming from somebody like, you know how I feel about big knives, but this thing is quite wonderful. Talking about PM2s though, like I gave mine to my brother like mad long ago. I haven't had one in a while, and one of my coworkers brought his in the other day, and he just put it in my hand,
and I was just like, sad you don't have one.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I might actually have to buy another one of these. Yep, like, I don't even necessarily want to, but I was just like, oh man, I forgot how good this feels in my hand.
I'm gonna give a quick spoilers for a video sometime in the future. I have pre-ordered a Paramilitary 3, so you will be seeing that G10 mini grip, so the fancy mini grip versus the small Paramilitary. So we'll see how that goes.
It'll be a good comparison.
Yeah, I think it'll be.
It's a 3-inch, you said, right?
Yeah, 3-inch blade. So I mean, I imagine it'll have a bigger handle, but who knows? I haven't seen one.
I would assume so. I mean, yeah.
But I think it'll be a good matchup for like smallish EDC knives.
Well, and I think the next one I'm going to be buying is a left-handed paramilitary too.
Yes, we found a lefty PM2 on Blade HQ, and I told Jacob he had to buy it.
Sell all those knives and buy paramilitary 2s?
Just paramilitary 2s?
That's all anyone needs.
Once those drop in another month or so, we're hoping I'll probably be picking one of those up. Even though it's just plain old black.
So now you have to get one.
I was gonna say I don't have any, like, I just dropped like $600 on getting tattooed and then this watch, so I was just like
oh, and not to mention what was it the other day I sent you about that deal on those mini bodegas, and you were like, God damn it, I just spent this money on tattoo.
No, literally, you would send me that and I had literally like just gotten tattooed, like either I think it was the day or two before that.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, oh, fuck me.
Those $400 Steelcraft mini bodegas came out, and I knew Matt's been like lusting after a bodega.
Oh, seriously, they are the Steelcraft series, and like they're too dope. Like I just keep on, like, I travel a bunch for tattoos, and like I was just in Ohio. And the dude was just like, oh, since you're here and, like, you know, you're dope or whatever, and, like, we were hanging out and having fun. He was like, I'm just going to, like, bang out as many as you want on you. So he, like, tattooed my leg for, like, 4 hours. And I was just like, okay, there goes, like, $600. No, I think he, like, cut me a really good deal. It was only, like, 4, but that's beside the point. Yeah. It's still, like, completely about not knives. It's okay.
Oh, I think it cut off, like, right as you were finishing the sentence. Yeah. So.
Oh,
we hit the time limit. There might have been something cut off there, but I'll merge it together.
Yeah, it'll work. Whatever. Me ranting about how much money I put in my skin. Yo, we did the math. I'm like at almost 12 grand.
Are you?
Yeah, in my skin.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Well, skin yourself, sell it.
Sell it, yeah. Buy a bunch
of
good knives. There you go. Oh, there's some knives out there that you can buy one of for that
price. It's true.
Though.
I'm sure you can find one knife for $12K.
I would not do that, but
maybe someday.
Maybe
Maybe one day when
filthy
we all-
rich one
yeah.
day.
Well, me and Spencer have the pact that if we spend over $1,000
Oh,
on
God.
one knife,
Yeah, that's true.
What is it? You haven't mentioned this.
We made a pact that if either of us ever buys a knife for over $1,000, then the other person gets to stab you with it.
got my yo-yo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
don't,
wasn't
you
a
don't
knife.
need to worry about it. You're not in the pact.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Because what was that? The triple
This was-
design bodega was like a grand flat,
Yeah.
and that was super dope.
This was a joke we made way back in the day. I think back when we
We're
both
all-
had Tenaciouses, and I bought a Yojimbo and was like, dude, I just spent so much money on this knife. And then we were talking about like, why would anyone ever spend like $1,000 on a knife? And so
And
I
now
think
we
one
all
of us
like-
jokingly was like, if you ever do it, I get to stab you with it. I'm like, you're on. And then here we are, each with I think well
with-
over $1,000 into our collections.
Well, with over $1,000, like around $1,000 on the table. Around?
Yeah, I'm
Actually,
missing
speaking of what is probably the most
Probably
expensive
actually
knife
more.
here, do you want to give your little goodbye?
Yes.
those. Do it.
So we've talked about it a couple times, I think, on the other episodes, but I still have this Sniper Blade Works Mini DH.
He's been
It's a gorgeous
neglecting
knife.
it like in a cupboard or something.
Yeah, it's just been sitting on my dresser.
Which kind of hurts me.
The reason I haven't been carrying it is one, I made the pocket clip way too tight, so most of my jeans I can't even get it on.
Well done.
The other thing is it's still rubbing. I've done a couple things trying to fix it, and it's like helped, like tightening the pivot way down to where you can't flick it, but you can open it, will keep it from rubbing. But that's not how I want to have like carry the knife.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's an amazing knife that's just seen better days, and it
Yep.
needs to go. It needs spa time.
It needs a little bit of love. That's all. Some
Yeah.
TLC. Like
So I haven't emailed Lance in a while, but I'm planning on shipping it out. It might be right after Christmas or right before. Once I get a hold of him, he normally takes a little bit to get back to me just because he's so busy. But basically, it's sitting on my dresser, so I might as well send it out since it's not getting any pocket time regardless. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to send it out, and hopefully he'll be able to fix it. He'll put a new edge on it. He might do something with the blade because of the scraping. I don't know. That'll cost me a lot of money if he does. But yeah, so
It's too good of a knife to let waste away, like on a bedside table.
no, for
right.
real.
So I did try to sell it because I was like, I'd rather just sell it and get something else if I'm not gonna carry it and I'm too lazy to send it out. But all the offers were like good offers, but
Not what you were looking for.
yeah, I'd rather have this fixed than whatever they were offering. So I'm gonna spend the money to get it fixed. Basically, I think he's basically gonna charge me for the time it takes, I think. And if he does like decide he needs to replace the blade, he might charge me a little bit more for that. But we'll basically, hopefully we'll record a few more times before that actually gets back. But
And then we're gonna have a video about how cool it is once it returns.
yeah, keep watching. I'm doing vlogs now. Like I'm filming almost daily, but putting them up like 3 weeks after. So I've actually got 2 queued, and I'm gonna put this up before I put them up because it takes me so long to edit them. But I'm getting like around 20 views on each one, so we're getting there.
Is it? It's just you, isn't it?
No,
It's just you clicking refresh.
no, it's not me. I watch them once to show Gretchen. That's pretty much it because of all the editing that has to be done. But the last
I
one was
watched like
really
5
good.
minutes ago. The last one that you were hiking with Gretchen in.
Yeah.
I only watched like 5 minutes.
I watched the whole car one because I thought it was funny that you couldn't get your tire filled.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, it's always great. Hope you guys are enjoying it because we still enjoy making it.
Yeah, it's just I still
Yeah.
find this shit mad fun. Just talking about shit like I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
See ya.
See you guys.
Later.
Carry knives.
Yeah. I need to buy something new soon. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
You gotta get in here, man.
I know, guys. I'm sorry. I've been slagging. Like, it's not that I don't like.
Well, Jacob has been too. I've been buying enough knives.
Yeah, for everybody. Yeah, for real. Like.
Still, for the life of me, can't move that,